Intro. I flipped the camera around to make it the right way around this time, so now I look different. Isn't that right, Tiger, yeah? Yeah? You cutie. Irrelevant Monster Under YouTuber here. This video is going to be completely different to what I usually do anyway. This video is something I've been planning for a while now, but I wanted to build my confidence up to actually get to that stage anyway. So now I think the day is the day.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because... A
while ago, as you can see by this thing right here, this was given to me by a wonderful subscriber named Kerry. She spent, I'm not sure how long she spent making this, but it's a 3D printed gun hammer, as you can see. It's a beautiful replica of the weapon. I did say during that video when I showed it off, I was going to paint it. That being said, I didn't have any paints at the time to actually get on with this video. And today is the day. Today I'll be starting this beautiful weapon known as the gun hammer. There are two versions of the gun hammer. You have yourself the first stage and the second stage. I'm going to go for the first stage because I do like the sort of like iron rusted effect. Plus, I'm a bit of a sucker for metal looking weapons with a bit of rust to them and a bit of wear and tear. You know what I mean? I can't say words today because I'm sick. Without further ado, let's get on with the video, shall we? Ready to paint? Before I jump into it, the paint I will be using will be a paint called Citadel Paint. This is the paint made by GW, so Games Workshop, who make like Warhammer and Age of Sigmar, Blood Bowl, that sort of stuff. I've been using these products for years. I'll be using Citadel paints today as well. And also, I'll be using this wonderful thing here it's called a wet palette. So it's an amazing thing where basically it's the paint nice and moist. Okay, starting off, what we're going to do, we're going to use a paint called Lead Belcher. It's a very dark iron colour, and it's a really good base coat to doing weapons and armour to start with. And then what we're going to use a thing called washes. Essentially what a washer does, it sticks to the recesses and darkens the whole model, and really it darkens the whole recesses and it really makes the model stand out a lot more as well. And then after that technique, we're going to use something called a dry brush technique. And what dry brushing does, it really brings out the highlights on the edges, and it looks super good, and you'll see what I mean afterwards. It's kind of mesmerizing seeing the model. This clip here took roughly about 40 minutes to actually coat, and this as well, it's less than like 30 seconds. It looks pretty good. It's all done now. It's a two thin coats of Lead Belcher, and it looks really smooth and nice. I'm going to use like Arthrex Earthshade and Nolan Oil. One's a brown and one's a black, and I mix it together to kind of make a browny dark color. As you can see, I'm an idiot and I tip over my washes because I'm a numbut. And then I thought, you know what, I've embraced it, so I'm just going to tip that a little bit in there as well to get that 50-50 mix in there as well. As you can see there, look, it really sticks to the that's what the pores of the model, and it looks really cool. And when I was putting it together, I was like, wow, this is looking really good. The only trouble with washes, though, washes do take a while to dry because it essentially is just liquid. So normally it would take about half an hour, but considering I used so much, it was just taking so long. I was looking at the clock, and I was like, you know what, this is the only technique I know how to dry it. That was the only way I could figure out actually how to dry the model, but it turned out alright. Right, this next thing I'm going to show you now, this is called dry brushing. Essentially what you want to do, you want to dip your brush into the paint you want to use as the highlights, and then you want to get a big piece of tissue paper or kitchen roll or whatever you want to do, and you want to get rid of all the paint on the brush by putting it on the thing. What that's going to essentially leave you with is all the little paint particles are going to stay inside the brush. So when you glide it over the top of the models or the replicas, whoever you're actually painting it with, it really makes the highlights and the edge highlights really stand out. And with combining with the washes, it looks super good. And you'll see what I mean afterwards. Essentially, I'm using Lead Belcher again, sorry, and then I'm using Iron Breaker, which is a higher silver, and then I'm using something called Stormhost silver, just a little bit. I was planning to do a kind of like a brassy color, but it kind of failed, so I just kind of just stuck with the silver anyway. And you can see it looks super duper nice. Duper. What I'm doing now, I'm basically filling in the gaps where the dragons or the weird monsters on the side of the things, because the color kind of dischanged after a while after me dry brushing, putting loads of lead belcher in there. So I'm just making them a bit more pop out because they all got clogged up with other crap. What's happened here is I used an old picture, and you can see in the clip I'm going to show you now, the front part of the bullets, like on the spike area, and the weird wyvern creature on front of the shield of the hammer are red in this picture here. But the updated version of the gun hammer, that is not true at all. The wyvern creature is black inside the shield at the front, and the spike at the front is kind of like a brass color. So you will see it red at the minute. But it will change, trust me. Also, a big thanks to Goebel for sending me the picture, and actually, I'm guessing he took a picture of a Switch when he was like, just because I was asking her what the colours were, so a massive thank you to Goebel. I'm painting the bullets now, and honestly, I think my favourite colour to paint models is red. Red is just such a fun colour to paint. What I'm doing, I'm using basically 3 colours. I'm using a very dark red, a higher red, an orange, and a yellow. And what I'm doing, I'm starting from the base of the lowest one, which is the dark red, putting a bit of water to it to make it a bit more easier to move around the place. And then I'm slowly adding the colours to make it brighter and brighter and brighter as I go along. And as you can see by how fast it's actually going, and you see the palette, there's a lot of mixing to make it work, but it really did pay off. A lot of patience can really make the model, the thing you want to do, stand out. So I'm pretty happy with that. What I'm doing now, I'm filling in the wyvern in red for some reason, because again, I found the picture later on, and then I found out, oh crap, yep, it is actually black, so I had to go back over it in black, like a dumb butt, wasting my time and wasting paint. What I'm doing now, I thought, you know what, this weapon needs a bit more dirt to it. So I basically get like a brown and a brass, and I mix them together, and I just make the model just look super just dirty and worn and battered. And it looks really cool, actually. I thought, you know, I'm actually going to wreck it, I think. I thought I was going to break the model. And it did pay off quite well, actually. It looks bruised and battered, which the model looks like. It's not a model, Rob, it's a replica. And finally, the last stage is to do the handles of in the blue, and the replica is done. I had a lot of fun with this thing. It was a lot of fun to paint, and it really did pay off. Actually, I was really worried that I was going to mess it up because it was so much fun to do. Especially the bullets. The bullets were the thing I really enjoyed doing, the shading up. And it was great. It was so much fun to actually put this together. And I hope you guys actually enjoyed this very different video. This video took a lot longer than I thought to do because I just thought, it'd be easy, it's just painting a replica. But the thing is, this thing is so big, and I had to get extra paint because I ran out of paint while doing it. And it was a pain to get all the paints I needed to get again. But because it used a lot of it, because it's quite big. It's bigger than what I usually paint. So I was going to say, again, a big thank you to Kerry as well, again, for sending me this beautiful replica. It's now going to sit on my desk until it breaks. I don't know, that's going to be the plan as well. Also, if you guys do notice the thing at the front here, there's the circle thing here. If you notice what the hammer does, that is one of the things that makes it, rotate is missing. Yeah, that was my bad. When I first saw the thing, I thought it was a kind of like a stand to hold it on, because I basically put it underneath the whole time, and it's now gone missing somewhere. And I've been looking for it everywhere because I finally figured out what it was for. So when it does turn up, I will be putting it on front of it again, and it looks very stupid for doing that. Also, if you guys do want to print this version of the hammer, if you have got a 3D printer, I will put the link in the description below of the person who actually designed the gun hammer to be able to 3D print. It's actually really cool, and I think there's actually a massive array of different weapons you can do there as well. It's so much fun to do. Sorry, microphone. And I'm glad I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and of course, happy hunting. Bye bye.